Hello, and welcome back to Shrinked by Quint. Each week we delve into the intricacies of psychotherapy, dispelling myths and exploring the latest research across a broad spectrum of mental health topics. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge and insights needed to foster a healthier, happier life. Because, after all, your health is your wealth. Today, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of psychoeducation. So, what is psychoeducation? Well, simply put, it's exactly what you're doing right now. By tuning into this podcast, you're engaging in the process of educating yourself about psychological concepts that can help you navigate the complexities of life. Your commitment to better understanding yourself and the world around you is the first step toward making meaningful, positive changes, not just in your life, but it ripples out into the lives of those around you too. So before we get into psychoeducation, let's take a moment to reflect on the history of psychotherapy, which has significantly influenced the rise of psychoeducation. For a long time, the world of psychoanalysis, often parodied in pop culture by figures like Woody Allen, was somewhat of an exclusive club, codified, mysterious, and frankly, a little intimidating. But from the counterculture movements of the 1960s and 70s onwards, the doors were thrown open. Since then, the field has exploded, growing from a niche practice in Vienna to a global industry with over 400 different types of therapies and at least 12 distinct styles. What was once a small, specialized field has now become a billion-dollar industry, touching lives worldwide. This expansion isn't confined to traditional therapy. We've also seen a surge in the way related fields like neuroscience, philosophy, psychology, nutrition, and exercise all significantly affect our mental health. People are more curious than ever about what makes us tick, and rightly so. Understanding ourselves and others is not just part of human nature, it's empowering. It's essential for leading a more fulfilling life. Just 2 decades ago, concepts like ego, defense mechanisms, and attachment were largely confined to therapy rooms and academic circles. Today, these ideas are making a significant impact on everyday life, helping people manage stress, improve relationships, and lead more fulfilling lives. So, in essence, the evolution of psychotherapy has transformed once exclusive concepts into tools for everyday life, empowering individuals to better understand themselves, manage changes, and enhance their overall well-being. At the same time as psychotherapy became more mainstream, there's also been a pretty big shift in how mental health is actually viewed. And it's worth acknowledging that much of our recent popular understanding of mental health can be traced back to well-publicized battles with, for example, addiction. Icons like David Bowie and footballer George Best brought the issue of alcohol addiction into the public eye, highlighting the need for a deeper understanding of mental health and the complex interplay between substance abuse and psychological well-being. The shift in mental health perception in recent years has been nothing short of remarkable. Celebrities like Matthew Perry, Prince Harry, Simone Biles, and Lady Gaga have played pivotal roles in removing the stigma around mental health by openly sharing their personal struggles. Whether it's Prince Harry discussing his mental health journey or Lady Gaga working through her PTSD, their candidness has helped normalize conversations about mental health, encouraging more people to seek the support they need. Now, this newfound openness has been further amplified by platforms like social media, Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, making psychological information more accessible than ever before. For example, in Netflix, The Tool by Jonah Hill. As a result, seeking mental health treatment is increasingly viewed as a sign of strength rather than weakness. The more we understand, the better equipped we are to support each other on our individual and collective journeys. Psychological concepts are no longer just for therapists. They're tools that each of us can use to navigate life's complexities with greater awareness and compassion. The growing interest in psychology has brought many terms from the therapy room into everyday language. Take ego, for instance. Originally, the ego was a central concept in Freud's tripartite model of the mind, which also included the id, our primal drives like sex, and the superego, our internal moral compass. Freud described the ego as the mediator, representing our sense of self and balancing the demands of the id and superego. Over time, ego has come to be used in everyday speech as a synonym for our sense of self, and is often used to describe someone as egotistical when they're perceived as being overly self-centered or grandiose. However, there's a downside to the widespread use of these terms without a clear understanding of what they truly mean. As psychological concepts become more familiar, they've also started to appear frequently in casual conversation. And while it's great that these terms are now more accessible, there's a risk of oversimplification and misuse. For example, terms like narcissism, gaslighting, cognitive dissonance, trauma, and projection are often used casually, yet they carry deep and specific meanings. Take narcissism, for instance. It's not just about someone being self-centered. It's a serious personality disorder that profoundly affects how a person thinks and relates to others. Similarly, gaslighting refers to a manipulative behavior designed to make someone question their reality, not just a simple disagreement. Anthony Ryle, the founder of cognitive analytic therapy, underscored the importance of precise language when he said, "Words are tools that can hurt or heal, depending on how they're used." Misusing these terms risks trivializing the real issues they represent, but when used correctly, they can offer powerful insights that help us navigate our relationships and support those around us more effectively. And let's not forget terms like bipolar or schizophrenic. These words have specific clinical meanings that are crucial for understanding mental health, and using them casually can lead to misunderstandings and perpetuate stigma. Being mindful of how we use these terms can help create a more supportive and informed community. As renowned psychotherapist Esther Perel once said, "The quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. Understanding and using these terms accurately can significantly impact the quality of those relationships." Understanding these psychological concepts isn't just about being aware. It's about applying them in ways that can make a real difference in your life and in the lives of those you support. Many people are discovering how psychotherapeutic ideas can enhance their performance at work, in sports, and everyday interactions. One area where psychoeducation is being applied with significant impact is in executive coaching, particularly for C-suite execs. This type of coaching leverages concepts like emotional intelligence, leadership development, and stress management to help top-level leaders improve their decision-making, communication, and overall effectiveness. And yes, as you might have guessed, exec coaching doesn't come cheap. The investment can be substantial, but for many companies, the return in terms of improved leadership and organizational performance makes it worth every penny. Or at least, that's what they tell the shareholders. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who introduced the concept of flow, described it as being completely involved in an activity for its own sake. The ego falls away, time flies, every action, movement and thought follows inevitably from the previous one, like playing jazz. Achieving this state of flow can help you be more present, focused and effective in whatever you do, whether you're at work, playing sport, or just spending time with loved ones. Positive psychology, which focuses on building strengths rather than just fixing weaknesses, is another concept that's helping people build resilience and motivation. For example, setting SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, can help you stay on track, achieve your aspirations, and support others in doing the same. Visualization is a powerful tool as well, particularly in sports and personal development. By vividly imagining your success, you're creating a mental roadmap that can guide you and those you support towards your goals. It's all about empowering yourself with the knowledge and tools to make positive changes. In the field of learning and development, psychoeducation is key to designing effective training programs. Integrating psychological principles in L&D initiatives creates more engaging and impactful learning experiences. For instance, understanding how people learn enables the creation of programs that accommodate diverse learning styles, making training more accessible and effective for everyone. Moreover, incorporating ideas like a growth mindset and self-efficacy into training empowers employees to embrace challenges and continuously improve their skills. In this way, psychoeducation not only enhances individual performance, but also drives the overall development and success of the organization. For me, the most important role for psychoeducation is that it's incredibly valuable for caregivers and anyone involved in relationships, which essentially includes all of us. With long wait times for various mental health treatments, many caregivers are stepping up to support their loved ones. Having a basic understanding of psychological concepts can make a world of difference. A recent example of this is in the rise of ADHD diagnoses. According to NHS data, 278,000 patients in England were prescribed treatment between 2023 and 2024, marking an 18% increase, as noted by Dr. Heidi Phillips of the Royal College of GPs. However, the wait time for a diagnosis has also increased and now stretches to well over 6 months. As a result, families are striving and struggling to understand ADHD on their own to better support their loved ones while waiting for a formal diagnosis. This trend isn't limited to ADHD. People are increasingly educating themselves on a range of mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and alcohol misuse. With the prevalence of anxiety and depression on the rise, understanding how to recognize symptoms and provide emotional support can be crucial in helping loved ones manage these conditions. Psychoeducation has undeniably shaped the evolution of psychotherapy, transforming it from a niche practice into a global phenomenon that touches millions of lives. Its influence extends beyond therapy rooms, empowering individuals and communities to better understand themselves and others. As we've explored today, psychoeducation is a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges, whether you're looking to improve your own well-being, support someone you care about, or simply understand yourself and others better. The fact that you're here, listening to this podcast, shows that you're committed to better informing yourself. Remember, the more we understand these concepts, the more effectively we can use them to create positive change in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Thank you for tuning in to Shrink by Quint. Remember, your well-being is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life, because your health truly is your wealth.